I welcome questions as to my method, and will answer both loudly and proudly. Oh, well, good. First of all, snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family. You are well informed, madam. And reptiles, don't drink milk. Yeah. It's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see. So, I'm not sure it would be possible to train a snake using milk as a reward. No matter, no doubt Miss Pavlova used some other tree to encourage her pet to do her bidding. I mean, we didn't discover any milk, so it might have been something else, yeah. Milk was merely an example, the logic holds. Well, there's something else. Snakes have no ears. Oh, interesting. Yes, so I'm not sure it would really be possible to signal a snake by whistling. But madam, what of the tales from Arabia? Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sounds of the flute? No, they look at the movements. Yeah. I think perhaps the performers play the music in time with the snake's natural movements. Oh, I see. No hands, no feet, no ears. These creatures are so inept as to be practically useless. Don't take it out on the snakes, Mr. Sholmes. And there's one other thing. You have more? Snakes use the scales on their bellies to propel themselves. So, I'm not really sure that a snake could manage to climb up a flat bell cord like the ones in these cabins. Then it should try harder. Please, don't be angry with me, Mr. Sholmes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it couldn't have come back without help. What I'm trying to say is that there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake could have had a part in this. Oh, he looks so crestfallen. She doesn't have anything to say either. I think we need to step in and help again, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh no, you don't mean... Yes, we need to modify Mr. Sholmes' latest deductions and turn them into the great ones they ought to be. I had a feeling that was coming. Alright, let's give it a try. Can someone unshackle me, please? Sholmes? Just what I was waiting for, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, right. So, cast your eyes down to your wrists again. What? I'm free! You've done it again! Your handcuffs are gone! Where did they go? Fear not, I shall see they're restored after our work is done. I really wish you'd leave them off. Now, everyone, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. No, I am gonna present the correction. Okay. This is even easier than a cross-examination because whenever there's something wrong, the witness or the accused will have like a question mark on their head. Like that was an exclamation mark, so Sholmes was right. Now, yeah. And also the word is highlighted down below. She does have a pained expression on her face. Yes, that's true. She looks as though Kazuma-sama's death is weighing heavily on her mind. But you're not sure Mr. Sholmes has read her quite correctly, is that it? Could there be some other way to interpret her expression then? Let's take a moment and really look very closely at Miss Pavlova. Oh! Claw scratch. That can't be from the snake, because the snake has no claws. Oh, Naruhodo-san, look! That looks like a very painful wound. It looks like a scratch made by some kind of small animal. And fairly recently too. Well, whatever scratched her doesn't appear to be around here.
Yes!
Yes, when you recall those horrid events, that claw scratch smarts with pain. Indeed, and simple observation reveals that the wound is fresh. Miss Pavlova, did you in fact receive that scratch? Sometime last night. When I think about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. And when I am sad, the pain from this wound is worse. Okay. And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim. Okay. It was the friend, but it's not the snake. The snake is not her pet. It seems likely that the scratch mark on the back of Miss Pavlova's hand was made by this friend of hers, doesn't it? Except, snakes don't have claws, do they? No, they don't. They don't even have hands or feet on which claws might grow. Well, then, if that snake isn't her pet, what is? What's the true identity of this friend of hers? We should follow her gaze, Naruhodo-san. That's where we'll find the answer. Oh! Look at the picture. It's a cat? Looks like a cat. Oh my god, look at his arms! Mr. Stroganov! Holy moly! Ah, look at the photograph in this frame. This must be something Miss Pavlova brought with her when she ran away. She's exceptionally beautiful, isn't she? Yes, that's true, but personally, it's the little black creature she's holding that's caught my eye. Maybe we'd better take a closer look at this. Yeah, little kitten. Look at the little cat Miss Pavlova is cuddling there. Oh, what a cute little kitten. It could vie with you, couldn't it, Naruhodo-san? For the blackest outfit. A black kitten. And from the look of this picture at least, Miss Pavlova seems very attached to it.
Yes!
Without doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us. Yes, the scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear. Oh no! The whereabouts of this black kitten isn't clear, but what is clear is that you brought the animal with you when you ran away, didn't you? Ah! Darka is my best friend. I couldn't leave her behind. Darka would appear to be a Russian blue. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band, whereas regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was the sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? No, don't look at me! This has nothing to do with me! Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now. Yes, that which you are trying to conceal, but failing, can only be the snake's loved skin. Did you see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back. Why did she do it? Had she done nothing, we wouldn't even see that. If she just left it in her pocket, no one would ever have known. Oh yes, ploys like that are Mr. Sholmes' specialty. He's ever so cleverly forced her to reveal something. I thought deduction was a specialty, or maybe making me believe that was a ploy too. Anyway, I find it hard to believe that's the skin of a snake. In which case, just what is Miss Pavlova hiding behind her back? Snake's sloughed skin? What is that? I don't know what that is. Well, it is speckled and it is a band, but what is it? It seems to be softer and fluffy, a long piece of cloth. And that looks like a handle at one end. I think it might be maybe a cat's toy. This sort is common in the West, apparently. How is that a toy for cats? Cats like to chase that band around and paw at it. Kittens in particular love that sort of play. You only need to wave it in front of them and they pounce to catch it. That sounds positively adorable. Okay. Well, it is speckled. Yeah, okay. That's the same.
Yes!
Yes, the thing you are trying but failing to conceal is a cat's toy? I think? Precisely, and the true nature of this now infamous speckled band. And it was this toy that you dangled through the ventilator. You waved it around, I presume. Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice it. But why? For what reason? My dear boy, there can only be one answer to that. After her feline friend disappeared through the ventilator into the neighboring cabin, Miss Pavlova attempted to use the speckled cat's toy to incite the creature to return. In summary, the nature of this friend of Miss Pavlova's, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a blithesome Russian blue breed of cat by the name of Darka. Yeah! A truly troublesome feline young Darka is proving to be. She must be caged once found. You will forgive us for borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova. Okay, why did we do that? Let's look at the picture. That is so adorable. The kitten has a bell on its collar. So it must have made a lot of noise then. It was after I gave her her food last night. That's when it happened. She scratched the back of my hand and then ran up the bell cord. Before I could do anything, she had disappeared through the ventilator. Darka, she is so naughty. Okay, we still don't know how Kazuma died. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter, the grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life? There were no visible signs of injury. Yes. It's not a venom. What Mr. Sholmes says is true. No, it's not. There were no signs of a wound anywhere on Kazuma-sama's body. That's right, but Mr. Sholmes seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Kazuma wasn't poisoned. Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now. Yeah. I mean, the game is giving me so many pointers and tips. Where was it? The post-mortem report. No traces of poison. Neck was broken.
Yes!
In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the post-mortem report. Ah, yes, I knew it was one or the other. Yeah, of course, you know. You knew. His neck was... Indeed, the breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal. Only that Goliath would be strong enough to survive that. A seaman strong enough isn't some immortal freak, you know. The jury is out. Anyway, we have on good authority that the victim's neck was broken. Now, if we take that as a fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. Oh no, could there it be? Yes, an examination of the deceased body would prove the cause of the death conclusively. Kazuma died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something or someone. Yes, it's a distinct possibility. As of yet, no weapon has been found, though. Presumably, Darka didn't silently creep up behind Kazuma and deal him a fatal blow. I suppose it's possible that he had a fall and hit the ground awkwardly. It could have been a terrible act of misfortune that he broke his neck completely by accident. Yeah, taking with the fact that the ship came to a complete standstill and how Sasato-san almost fell herself, right? But why would he write wardrobe on the floor? Oh yes, a bad fall could explain it. It's rather hard to believe of Kazuma-sama though. He wasn't a clumsy man. Well, we need to fix this deduction somehow. Is there anything from the scene that could explain what happened? I don't think so. Wardrobe? Now we have mark on the floor. A piece of small glass object. And a scruff mark made by Kazuma's shoes. He slipped and fell? That would be a lame explanation.
Yes!
Yes, an examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of death conclusively. This particular mark, so prominently visible next to the victim's body, is a deposit of shoe polish. Shoe polish? Indeed, positively identified by a little analysis device I constructed, which I carry now as a matter of course. Beeswax, tallow and dye were my results, the undeniable ingredients of shoe polish. And the color of the polish is a perfect match to the color of Mr. Azuki's laced leather shoes. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, Mr. Azuki must have caught his foot at that point on the floor and tripped. Please, no! Why is she... And by a dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck against some immovable object as he fell to the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine, the victim's vertebrae shattered, and in that instant, he lost his life. No! Why is she so upset? I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Is that really true, Miss Pavlova? What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Azuki lost his life? Yes, the facts are as clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence. But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right, you hid the evidence. In the case. I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama merely tripped over and now he's no more? It can't be true, I refuse to accept it. I know it's hard to believe, but a mark on the floor does seem to suggest that's what happened. And if this part of Mr. Shom's deduction is right, Miss Pavlova is trying to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here in this cabin, somewhere in the direction that she just cast her eyes. Where, I wonder? Let's have a good look around. The answer must be here somewhere. The tiara is back. Huh. Waste paper basket? But there's nothing there. We've checked, right? What could it be? Tiara? Let's look at the waste paper basket again, maybe? Oh, there's something in there now. This is a waste paper basket. But Miss Pavlova only started occupying this cabin late last night. Presumably there's not much rubbish in there yet. Oh! Wait, that's the bell. The bell of the cat. Oh, what's that? It's a broken piece of glass, isn't it? Yes, it is. And I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. If it looks familiar, perhaps it's more than your mind simply playing tricks on you.
Yes!
That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that waste paper basket. Here we have a fragment of some intricate glass object. It would seem one that has a familiar air, in fact. Precisely, we found another piece of broken glass on the floor in Mr. Azuki's cabin. And as you can see, the two pieces fit together perfectly. Oh no! So, Miss Pavlova, shall we consider what this tells us? Why would it be that part of this glass object, which was evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death, should be found in a waste paper basket in your cabin? Yeah! Well, to be fair, we snooped around in her room, so why couldn't we put that, incriminating evidence in her waste paper basket? But well, you're well acquainted with this glass bell, are you not? I don't know, and that harsh Russian accent of yours won't save you this time, dear girl. Why? Because we have conclusive evidence linking you to the bell in question. What? Take it away, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes. The evidence linking Miss Pavlova and the little glass bell, that would be the photograph. Yeah, we can see the kitten has a bell.
Yes!
If you look at this photograph, you can clearly see, hanging from Darka's collar, the very glass bell in question. The truth has caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night did so after a truly inauspicious fall. And the cause of that fateful stumble? Your absent feline friend, Darka.
I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry.
Death by tripping over a cat. That is so sad. Kazuma died just because of an accident? Human lives truly are a delicate thing, aren't they? But what about the wardrobe on the floor? Like, someone wrote wardrobe on the floor. Why? Why don't you tell us now, Miss Pavlova? Tell us exactly what happened last night.
It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late, but I hadn't had time to feed Darka, so I gave her some food. And then, all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped out of my hands.
People do say that cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments.
She was so fast, she disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her.
And that is how you acquired a rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it?
Yes. And I had read the rules on the wall. I knew that I was not allowed Darka with me.
Yes, modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious diseases. It's a precaution, really.
So I listened and listened, trying to hear if there was some noise in the next cabin. It was very quiet. I was sure if someone was there, he must be sleeping.
So at that point, you thought it... Oh, so at that point, you thought it was safe. You thought it safe to try to lure the kitten back again? By dangling the end of the toy through the ventilator and into the adjoining cabin.
Darka always loves this toy, but it didn't work. Nothing worked. I tried using her favorite toy. I tried whistling to her softly, but nothing. She didn't return.
Was that a faint whistling sound? Was Miss Pavlova trying to retrieve her pet? Cats have propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened.
Yes, so there was nothing else I could do. I just had to wait until she had to calm down. But then... I nearly passed out with shock. I heard her cry out and then... Oh, it was such a dreadful bang. Then afterwards, nothing. It was totally silent.
Kazuma was... From the appearance of the brown mark on the floor, it seems likely that what you heard was the victim stepping on a glass bell and tripping up. The SS Borea is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently, without warning. If Mr. Azuki was already off balance as a result of the ship lurching when the kitten got under his feet, the combination of unfortunate factors could easily have caused him to fall over. But what became of the kitten afterwards?
In the end, I managed to get her to come back through the ventilator.
Yet Darka is nowhere to be seen.
I must have forgotten to lock my case. And now she's disappeared again.
Gracious, that cat is as insufferably restless as I am. Well, he knows something about himself at least.
When I woke this morning, I heard that the young man in the cabin next to mine had died, but I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. I was too scared that they would send me back.
Oh, hold on a minute. What about the snake?
You're right, where is it?
Wait, it's gone? No. If the snake isn't your friend, Miss Pavlova, then whose is it and where did it come from? What on earth is such a dangerous creature doing on board the ship? Oh, I didn't say? Snake is my friend. His name is Piroshko. What? What? That snake belongs to you? Why do you have a pet? It's not allowed to bring a pet. He escaped from cage when emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. I did not expect him to be here. Yes, how did that snake get into this cabin? But animals are not permitted on board. We are at sea for 1 year. You want to be so long without close friends, without someone who understands? Couldn't you find someone a little more human who understands you better? But my dear burly fellow, a gargantuan venomous snake, surely you can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in? No venom. Piroshko does not have venom. He is harmless, very long but very gentle. He is adorable, like Granny. It's venomless. Yes, now he is hungry, so he is in bad mood. But once I feed him, you will see a big smile. And you feed him what? Milk, I suppose? Ha! Like they say, they milk chickens? Ridiculous. Snakes that drink milk are only stupid stories. Piroshko eats mouses, big fat round mouses. Oh, that's why there's a mousetrap. Is that what the mousetrap in the passageway out there is for? Of course. How else can I catch my friend's favorite food? Nothing that's top of the food chain, like the look in their eyes right now. He's so disappointed in himself. It refuses to drink milk. It can't hear a whistle. It can't climb up a bell cord. And it's not even venomous. How the deuce did something so inept land a starring role? It is not my fault. I do not make up stories. My Piroshko has nothing to do with this incident. So that's what happened. That's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death. Miss Pavlova, I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize. But please remember this. A young man lost his life. If you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you. But what are you talking about, Miss Mikotoba? What lies? Miss Pavlova just confessed everything. It was just a series of unfortunate events, an accident. I'm no great detective like Mr. Sholmes. I don't have a gift for knowing the truth. But even I can see that was not the truth. It wasn't? Don't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, maybe she wrote the text on the floor to cover up the whole thing. To be perfectly honest, yes. There's a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure of it. I just can't quite put my finger on it. I confess, I was intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues on this matter. Huh? I am only present here for a very specific reason. The truth is, you, Mr. Naruhodo, are simply a distraction. A distraction? I do hope you've not been finding your shackles too uncomfortable. They're back again. When did he do that? Especially as they are on your wrists as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we made our next port call. You were, Mr. Sholmes? Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours. Was he not? In fact, he was my boyfriend. Yes. Kazuma was my closest friend. I owed him my freedom even. In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. No further distractions. You must uncover the real truth here, Mr. Naruhodo. Me? Yes, whatever that may be. The key to this is a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure. If I can chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear. The truth about how you really died. And how that scene in your cabin really came to be. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo. So then, shall we begin? Yes.